Today we're doing an AniTheory video, another AniTheory, lovely. And it is one that MediBollocks has been asking for quite a while. So I thought, let's do it, why not? Now this theory is very much speculation based, so there's not really any quotes in the series that I need to give for this one. It is very much speculation, and it's actually been speculated by quite a few Animorphs fans over the years. It's the idea that Rachel wasn't quite 100% fully, properly-ish combined at the end of this book, Book 32, The Separation. Recently did the analysis videos of Nice and Mean Rachel, so go check them out if you haven't already. And the idea behind this theory is that at the end of this book, when Eric combined the two Rachels together, that something wasn't quite right. Now, the first thing that is a yes for this is that since when has Eric been able to do this? Since when was this a technology that she had, that they can recombine? My cat is going mental in her toys. Sorry if you can hear that. She's going mental. But we've never known the Chi to have this ability to do this with something that's a consequence of Andalite technology. I mean, theoretically, it could be, but we never saw it again, we never saw it prior, we never got given any clues that he could do this sort of thing. So, would it be a 100% success job? We don't know. And what we do know is that there was once again a single Rachel. There were no two Rachels. And one of the things that MediBollocks wanted to suggest was that Jake sent Mean Rachel onto the Blade ship to kill Tom. Now, let's explore that. First, yeah, there are no two Rachels. So the Rachel that went off onto the Blade ship was the Rachel and died, and there were no Rachels left, and we have enough evidence for that. The fact that all the animals were sad that she had died. They named a ship after her in her memory. So if there was just a nice Rachel out there somewhere, that would sort of ruin that a bit, and that would probably be something they would talk about. Cat, chill out. Jesus Christ. But what clues do we have that something wasn't quite right with Rachel after this book, The Separation? The one that followed this one, the Rachel narration after this one, was book 37, The Weakness. Now, she really was out of character in that book. By out of character, I mean it was almost a very schizophrenic sort of thing, where one minute she was like Mean Rachel, the next she was like Nice Rachel. And I commented this on my review, how it was almost like it was a mean and nice Rachel thing over again, because that's what it felt like. Are you seeing this? One minute she was gung-ho flying planes into buildings, the next minute she was crying, being very indecisive. Oh, what's being a leader all about? I don't know what's going on anymore. I'm going to cry a bit. Now I'm going to get angry again. Yeah, it was very strange. But is that because of this, or is that because of a badly written ghostwriter book? Of which there are a few. Let's carry on. Book 42 is the next Rachel book. Now, the funny thing about book 42 is it's largely a Marco book as well, and there are a few clues that this book wasn't quite right in itself. For example, Rachel speaking in third person. So there'll be a quote and it said, Rachel said this. Hold on, this is a Rachel narration. And I know there are Marco narrations in that book, but it was during a Rachel narration. So there's something weird going on with that book as well. Once again, you could put it down to bad ghostwriting, bad editing. In that book, was she acting weird? She was acting a bit aggressive, but nothing too out of the ordinary. And half the time it was Marco narration. The next Rachel book is book 48. Which, as far as I'm concerned, is entirely a dream sequence. So it doesn't refute this theory, because in a weird Rachel not quite right mind, these sorts of weird dreams might actually occur. These dreamception things going on, and the whole bit at the end where she has to kill David and she's thinking, oh, I'm lost forever and what have you. If that's all a dream sequence, then that won't refute this theory. What happens at the end of the series? Jake in book 53 basically tells Rachel, you're going to go die now. And she reacts very much, yeah, all right. Yeah, it's about freaking time. I've had my fun. Right, off I go. That, we don't see the nice or mean Rachel thing going on. So those are the main Rachel moments, I think, following this book, leading up to the end. So, this idea that mean Rachel was sent to kill Tom, on the face of it, it's bang bang, not guilty. In fact, basically proven innocent, which isn't normally a thing in law, but it's close enough to that. But there is something to the idea that she wasn't properly recombined, because after this book, she did take a bit of a weird turn in terms of character. Now, whether you say that's because of the ghostwriting being a bit strange at times, usually coinciding with the Rachel narrated books, or whether it was in fact because Eric had fucked up her operation and left her with these two competing bodies that were shuffling for power in a single body, which theoretically would be the Rachel prior to this book, but slightly more off balance and not quite done right. A botched operation, as it were. Is that the reason why Jake thought, let's send her off because she's basically done for, she's not mentally right? I would say not, because remember book 22, which funnily enough comes prior to book 32. Jake predicted that Rachel would not survive the end of the war. You remember that quote, and it was addressed in book 48 again, a brilliant moment in that book and probably my favourite moment of the series, if I remember correctly. Jake says, there's something dark in you, Rachel. I don't know how you'll survive once this is all said and done, which is essentially a foreshadowing of what he comes to the conclusion of later down the line, where he says, Rachel, you're the one to go do that. You're the one to go get yourself killed. And that happened prior to this book, so things are already set in motion at that stage. Okay? So, a very speculative video, a very short AniTheory, but Medi has been such a long time follower and commenter that I thought, you know, I'll do this one for you. Okay? But my verdict for this one, get me invisible gavel out, bang bang, not guilty. This AniTheory is cleared of all charges. You're free to go. Okay? Any objections from the jury? I know that's not how court works, but...
Marsha has an objection.
Marsha has an objection.
Yeah.
Well, tough.
Not enough toys.
Not enough toys. I think everyone listening probably disagrees. So yeah, it is an idea that gets floated around a lot, but I don't think there's any evidence to support this idea. And this was all foreshadowed, I think, before the events of the separation, when we got the whole mean, nice Rachel thing. That's Marsha Bigley in the shadow. This is the one causing all the mayhem. Right, you go back and play with your toys. Marsha Bigley. Okay, so that is the next AniTheory. If you've got any ideas for AniTheories, please do mention it in the comments. I've got a few ideas in my head, but these videos will be a bit more infrequent because there are a lot more analysis videos to get into, and I've got 4 of them lined up, including the Chapman one. I'm going to be recording that one tomorrow. So that'll be coming soon. As well as 3 others, which will be the Lagans, or the Largans. Yeah, you don't know them, do you? It's another one of those obscure alien races. The gas pipeline from book 43, and what was the other one? Dragonfly morph, that's the one. So I've got 4 analysis videos coming up, and got another video coming up with Raptor. It's all go! Nice! So that's another AniTheory covered. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Ta-ra. Shut up, cat. Pain in the ass.